Okay, chapter 23, figures of speech. In this chapter, there are ample amount of major supporting details, and one of them being figurative language. An example from the book would be, they can help amplify a reader's understanding, or they can intensify a reader's imagination. My example would be from Sweet Like a Crow on page 753. On line 1 and 2 it states, your voice sounds like a scorpion being pushed through a glass tube. And this obviously gives the reader an imagination of this person's voice and that it sounds terrible. Simile and metaphor is also a supporting detail. An example from the book would be a direct comparison of two distinct things using the words like or as. And my example would also be Sweet Like a Crow on page 753. Sweet Like a Crow. The title has a simile in it, using like, and the reader can derive that a crow cannot obviously be sweet, so therefore it's using figurative language and a simile to compare two distinct things. Hyperbole and understatement is also a supporting detail. An example from the book would be another figure of speech that uses verbal exaggeration to make a point. My example would be from Metaphors by Sylvia Plath on page 758. On line 8 she states, I've eaten a bag of green apples. This is a verbal exaggeration because one can't eat a whole bag of apples. And it's like saying, I'm so hungry I could eat a cow. You know, you can't obviously eat the whole cow, but we get it that you're really hungry. Personification and apostrophe is a major supporting detail. An example from the book would be figures of speech in what readers ascribe human traits or behavior to something inhuman. My example would be from William Wordsworth poem composed upon Winchester Bridge, September 3rd, 1802, and on page 766. On line 13 he says, the very houses seem asleep. And this is giving human qualities to the houses because the houses can't be asleep. He's saying that the houses are very quiet. You know, nobody's up, no lights are on. And paradox and oxymoron is a major supporting detail also. An example would be, it combines contradictory words into a compact, often two-word phrase. My example would be from Their Sex Life by A.R. Emmons on page 771. One failure on top of another. This is a two-word phrase and it uses contradictory words. A pun is also a major supporting detail, and it's the same example of paradox and oxymoron. An example from the book is a play on words that reveal a different meaning, and one failure on top of another can have a different meaning.